We are live. All right. So, Bass, thanks so much for joining me on this interview. And for
You're
you people
welcome.
out there, thank you. For you people out there, I have Bass with me today. And if you don't know him, he's a business coach and a profit first professional based in the UK. He helps freelancers take control of their time and build a business that works for them. All right, Beth, start wherever you want. But how did you get into being a profit first professional?
Well, my background is I'm a software developer by trade. That's what I've been doing for the last 20 years or so. And like nearly all software developers out there, I wanted to do the whole startup dream thing and become the next Elon Musk. Me and some friends, we did that. We took £500,000, so what's that, 300, $400,000 worth of venture capital funding, and we spent it all in. We spent it all in 2 years with absolutely nothing to show for it by the end of it. So at the end of that process, I'd gone from this little company we'd set up. There was 5 of us working as a team. And then I'd gone back to freelancing on my own, and I didn't like it basically. So I wanted to build up a team of people to work with me. In order to hire people to work with me, I needed to get bigger projects. In order to get bigger projects, I had to learn about sales. So I went on a little journey of learning about sales. That worked. I started raising my rates and getting bigger projects in. Then I hired a team to work with me delivering those projects, but I didn't know anything about looking after my money at the time. So without realizing it, I was losing money every month, which is kind of stupid looking back on it, but that's how it goes. So when I did realise, I went on Audible. I just sort of, what can help me here? How can I get out of this situation? And the book Profit First by Mike Mikhailovich, the title just sang to me, and I had to download it. I listened to it, and yeah, so I thought, this is amazing. This is so simple, and it's a really fantastic process that's dead simple to follow, but it's going to make a real difference. But right at the start of the book, Mike says, if you're going to do this, make sure you don't skip these steps. And of course, being a software developer who knows better than everyone else, I skipped those steps, and it didn't make any difference to my life whatsoever.
Gotcha. Yeah, so
Yeah.
super important, just like you spoke of, to have foundation so that you can build upon. So
Yeah.
did you learn sales on your own, or did you have any coaches for that?
So I had, I call it more a mentor. So a guy who helped me out with a lot of it, gave me a lot of advice along the way. What I found is that, especially when you're coaching people and doing a service kind of business, a lot of the information out there is very product based, and
Mhm.
it's aimed at people who basically, you can say whatever you want, and then you get the sale and you walk away, and you never hear from that client again because they've got the product. And so you can say what you want, and it doesn't work for people like us. So we have, the way we do approach sales has to be a bit more different. We have to be basically honest and prove our integrity a bit more, I think.
That's
So
right.
it took me a bit of learning to get that part of it right.
Awesome. So basically what you're telling me is sales is a learnable skill.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm a software developer, and I don't know if you've met many software developers, but we hate the idea of sales. We hate the idea of talking to strangers. But the fact is, I'm comfortable going out and doing it now. So it's definitely learnable.
Awesome. I actually love sales, but I know that a lot of coaches, they have thoughts about it, how it can't work for them. But sales is a learnable skill, guys. Alrighty.
You just have to think of it as you're helping someone. That's all it is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And like you said earlier, if you get to know them, you'll know what they need. And if they don't
Yeah,
need your product, then you don't sell it to them.
absolutely. Yeah. In fact, the biggest thing that I learned probably is, if you can get them to say no, because nearly all of us, we hate the idea of being rejected. But if you can get them to say no as early as possible in the process, then that's a really good thing. So you want to put as many barriers in their way as possible, so they don't want to work with you.
That's right. So tell me, who's your target audience and what problem do you solve for them?
So I work with freelancers, especially freelancers in the tech industry, because that's my background. And what I do is I help them get their time back, because so much of what we do, it just expands to fill your days, fills your evenings, it fills your weekends, and so you end up in this situation where you're just completely overloaded and totally overwhelmed. And actually, it doesn't have to be like that.
Yes, that is right. So you've had experience with a team before. So what is your vision to scale your business at this point?
So, well, see, the word scaling for tech people means probably something a bit different to everyone else. So most tech people, when you say, how are you going to scale your business? Again, they're like, right, how am I going to become Facebook? How am I going to become PayPal or whatever? And I don't have any ambitions in that respect whatsoever. All I want to do is basically have a decent life for myself, make sure I've looked after myself and my family when I retire, and to help as many people along the way as possible. And if I can do that without sacrificing my time, without sacrificing, basically, if I can go on holiday when I want, when I make a point of taking my dog for a long walk every day, as long as I can do those things, then that's scaled up enough for me.
Sounds good. And it sounds like a lot of that is going to answer the next question. How do you describe success?
Exactly, yeah. So that's all about having control of your time, because that's the one thing you can't get back.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love that time freedom, having a decent life, taking care of your family, having time with your dog, and just being free to do it. Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you are a tech guy. So this question is going to be very easy for you. And it's probably going to teach my audience something. What's your favorite tool to help your business run smoother?
So, well, in terms of software, in terms of tech, the one, and to be honest, it absolutely changed my life for many reasons, but is the project management system called Basecamp. So I don't know if you've heard of that one. It's incredibly simple. It's little more than just a series of to-do lists and a way of messaging with people. But what I love about them, I discovered it all the way back in 2005, before they'd even released their first version. And part of it was they also created this technology to go with it, this thing called Ruby on Rails, which is what I do as my job. As when I'm doing software development, I'm a Rails programmer. So, but they have this whole philosophy about it, which is people are more important than computers. Most software is designed from the point of view of making it easy for the database, and Basecamp is designed from the point of view of making it better for the human being. And that's why I love it. The whole thing about it, it's little things like you can sleep the notifications, so you don't wake up in the morning with 100 notifications from other people on your phone. It's
awesome. So Basecamp is also like a system, but like, do you have any other systems that helps your business run smoother?
So, so the key thing that I do, and this isn't a software thing, this is purely a manual thing, is every single quarter, I start up and I choose 3 goals for that quarter. And then I break that down into what do I actually need to do to achieve those goals, and then I plot each of those onto one of the next 12 weeks. Awesome. So, and then I just have a weekly note, and it says at the top of it, these are the things that you have to achieve this week. And then obviously life gets in the way and all your other stuff gets in the way, but you've got this note, and I'm filling it out every single day, and it's got those 3 things or whatever things that I have to do that week. So I keep focus on the things that matter.
Yes, I love that. I talk a lot about goals, and you have goals. Not only do you have goals, but then you have a way to go back and to assess them. So
yes. So part of it again. So I have, because I'm a Profit First professional, so my Profit First coach. We sit down, and again, everyone should have a coach, but my Profit First coach, he will sit down with me and he will go through and make sure that I'm sticking to what I've said I'm going to stick to. But also part of this whole process. So every single week, I've got this document that says these are the things that you're going to achieve this week. When I start next week's document, I go back and look at the ones I haven't ticked off, and I have to ask myself, why didn't you do that?
Mm-hmm.
Which there's always lessons to learn.
There are always lessons to learn. Excuse me, I agree. And sometimes we'll find out that it's just the way that we're thinking about things. Like we're not even trying it because we're thinking that it's not going to work out. But like you spoke of, when we have a coach, they're going to push us and nudge us to greatness.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. So what's your favorite social media platform?
My favorite traditionally it's been Twitter. I've always loved Twitter, and a lot of software developers are on Twitter, but I'm making myself go on LinkedIn. I used to have a real problem with LinkedIn. I used to think it was full of people being really boring and doing humble brags about how great their business is and stuff like that. But actually, it's what you make of it. And if you connect with the right people and you say the right things, then you're going to get the right things back. So it's the same as everything else. You get out what you put in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have a Twitter account, but I don't know the password. So I don't get on Twitter at all. All righty. So, Bass, my audience is mostly coaches and consultants. And I've found that coaches and consultants, that they can benefit from the streamlined processes. So tell us a little bit more about how Profit First can help a coach.
So the key thing is it's all about your cash flow. Profit First is purely a cash flow management system. So although it's called Profit First, it's not for accountants, it's for normal people. And the idea is, it's one of the stories Mike Mikhailovich tells is about having smaller plates. So if you want to lose weight, then you eat less. And the way you eat less is you use a smaller plate, because your eyes still think your plate's full, but you've actually eaten less food because there's less there to eat. And that's how Profit First works, is your bank account. When you look at your bank account and you see you've got £1,000 in there, you're going to spend £1,000. If you look at your bank account and you see you've got £500 in there, you'll only spend £500. So you move it out and you hide it. And that's basically it. And it's a really, really simple system. And again, you build up a rhythm. So there's stuff that you do in the official version, you do it every 2 weeks, but I do it every week because that's the kind of person I am. But you just build up a rhythm of looking after your money, so you always know where you are. And the key thing, again, this comes back to my message to some extent, is if you don't have time to do the stuff you want to do, it's because the money's flowing to the wrong places. Mm-hmm. And Profit First helps you keep a handle on your money so that you know that it's flowing into the right places.
Awesome. I love that you speak of assessments like so much throughout this interview. And again, for Profit First, even though they're recommending 2 weeks, you're like, nope, I'm going to be super diligent and make sure that I'm on top of it, because I'm not going to lose another $300,000. Awesome. So can you tell us about one component of your core message?
So the key thing, absolutely key, is that you don't have to sacrifice everything to be fantastic at your work. There's this whole idea that we have to sacrifice our lives to run a successful business, but it doesn't have to be like that. You can live your values, you can live your goals, you can do what you really need to do without throwing all the rest of your life away. It's all out there. You just have to make it work, and you just have to put a plan together to make it work.
Yes, that is so true, 100%. All righty, so now we're gonna have a little fun. I like to walk my clients through a framework. It's called the 4Ds. So basically, dive into your time to see how you're spending it. You're already doing that, like, super amazing. And then the second one is do what only you can do. Number 3 is delegate or outsource to make your life run smoother. And then the last one is ditch what's not working. All right. So I'm going to run through those with you really quickly. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's good.
All righty. So how often do you dive into your schedule to see what's working?
Well, I do this weekly review. I do a monthly review and a quarterly review on various levels.
Awesome. Yes, we have to stay on top of that. Okay, so tell us about something in your business that only you can do.
2 things. So one, I've just this year I'm doing a whole LinkedIn program on myself. So I'm basically forcing myself to post on LinkedIn every single day. and it has to come from me. So it has to be me that does that bit. And then the other thing is I still have my software development clients, a few of them. I'm not actively looking for new work in that area, but when it comes to that work, I've decided that I'm the best person to do it, because I know these clients is a long-term relationship. So I do that work as well. So that's just down to me.
Awesome. Even as you're phasing that out, you're still taking really good care of your clients. Amazing. Yeah. Amazing. All righty. So what tasks are you delegating out or outsourcing at this time?
Phone calls. I hate phone calls. All my diary management, in fact, I've got a virtual assistant to do all my diary management. And she also does, all stuff I'm phasing out, but I've got some websites that I look after for clients. So the virtual assistant does a lot of the maintenance work on that. So I've processed and standardized all the different tasks that she has to do. So she has little checklists to go through once a month. Awesome. That saves me. So that's good.
All righty. So tell us about something in your business that you've had to ditch in the last 6 months.
Well, I've been losing clients. There's the old software development clients. I've been ditching them because they don't fit with where I want to go, and they take up too much of my time. So I've been helping them. I've been referring them on to other people, but I have been losing them gradually. There's probably 2 that I'm going to keep long term, because the amount they pay me and the amount of work I have to do makes it really worthwhile. And I enjoy working for them. But the rest of them, slowly, gradually, they're moving away. Then the other thing I did was I actually went through everything. I did this at the start of the year. It was kind of like an annual review, but it's not really. I didn't formally do it. And I just went through every single task that was in my base camp, basically, and said, what was it I was doing, and tried to categorize it. And then I found that there was a whole load of stuff that I was doing that I didn't enjoy doing. So I'm going to be ditching them as well. And they're all things like, things like website maintenance and fiddling around with servers and all stuff like that. Man, I don't want to be doing that stuff.
Mm-hmm. I really like how you talk about doing things that light you up. Like even the type of work as you're pivoting, like you're choosing and being deliberate and intentional about who you're going to work with. Amazing. Absolutely. Amazing. All righty. So we're going to do a little bit of rapid fire. I'm going to ask you some questions and just kind of like spat out the answer really, really fast. Okay, here goes. On a scale of 1 to 10, how cool are you?
7. When I was at school, I was the horrible, geeky, uncool kid. So I like to think I'm trying to sort of make up for that now. But then I've got stupid hair, as you can see. So.
Okay. So do you like dark chocolate or milk chocolate?
Depends on my mood.
Depends on your mood. All right.
Yeah.
So what are you afraid of?
Going blind.
Going blind.
Yeah, I'm very visual, so I don't. The idea of not being able to see worries me a lot.
Got you. Okay, iPhone or Android? Oh, I think we froze. Oh no.
Sound.
Bass? We're frozen. So, as the computer catches up, I just want to mention that we're at the end of the interview, and I will talk to him after the computer comes back to life. If you want to find him, he's going to have his information in the link. And also, I have a guide for solopreneurs if you want to take your marketing and your systems to the next level. He spoke of using Basecamp, and he's back. All right. I was just filling them in on how they can find you. So I'll just kind of continue with that. Bass spoke of using Basecamp, and I use a project management tool called ClickUp. So I'll put a link to the video in my of one of my videos in the comments. So Bass, how can they find you? How can people find you? I'll just wrap it up there. Thanks for having this interview with me, and how can people find you? All righty, guys, we're having some technical issues at the end. But he is an example of how when you have systems throughout your business, that you will have the success that you desire. He also speaks of time freedom and being able to do the things that you want to do. And all of that is super important. And the best way to do that is to make sure that you're taking a look at your schedule on a weekly or every other week basis. So that's the information that I have for you, and he's going to tell us how we can find him.
Oh yeah, I'm back. Sorry, technology.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm at clientrobot.com.
Okay.
That's the best place to find me.
Okay. Is that going to be for profit first?
So on there, you can grab a 12-week planner, which involves some of the profit first stuff, and part of that program then will involve a load of profit first stuff as well.
Awesome. And I hope that your LinkedIn experience gets better. I think I signed up for LinkedIn in about 2018, and I'm on there almost every single day now. I like how you can curate the audience over there as opposed to on like Facebook. You can also curate on Instagram, but not so much Facebook. But anyway, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to have this with me. All right. Talk to you later.
It's been fantastic. Brilliant. Cheers. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.